Hey folks, with all this talk in the aftermath of Donald Trump's comment about immigration and about certain countries, I want to point something out because, all my life I've heard that, that socialist or communist countries are so bad, and this is supposed to be based on, people on rafts coming from Cuba or people from Eastern Europe who say they lived under it and it was so horrible. Where are the people from around the world coming from into the United States? People are piling into the United States right now. Not from socialist countries, but from capitalist countries. Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras. These are the most pro-Wall Street, pro-Pentagon, pro-NAFTA governments that you've ever heard of. These are regimes that are, completely free market. Mexico privatized their oil, and it was really only nominally nationalized before. These countries have just completely opened up to the IMF and the World Bank. And it's gotten so bad, these countries have been so wrecked by capitalism that people are crossing the U.S. border every day trying to flee, not from communist or socialist countries, but from capitalist countries. All the bodies that you're going to find on the U.S. border, they're not coming from Cuba. Those are people coming from free market regimes. Or take Libya, Libya once had the highest life expectancy on the African continent. The Islamic Socialist government led by Gaddafi had nationalized the oil. Healthcare was guaranteed, education was free. Well, now that the USA has invaded Libya and they have a regime that's in bed with Wall Street and has privatized things and has a market, does Libya become a paradise? No, people in Libya are also getting onto rafts and desperately trying to get to Europe and trying to get out of the mess that capitalism and the Western financial system has created in Libya. This notion that communism wrecks countries, it's really the opposite. All the countries where people are fleeing and they just can't live there anymore because it's gotten so bad are all countries where Wall Street and international capitalism and the big bankers and neoliberalism and privatizations have sunk their fangs into them. And the two countries that have really grown the most and became superpowers in the 20th century, Russia and China, they got that way with centrally planned socialist economies. And that's just a reality. You can talk about gulags all day long, but the reality is when the banks, factories, and industries are controlled by a central plan, that's how Russia and China became superpowers. So don't talk to me about people fleeing and all of that. People are fleeing capitalism around the world.